Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, Thandiwe Newton, or Tandy Newton as people may have known her, she was in Westworld, that's what I remember most from. She is in a new movie called God's Country, which is a adaptation from a short story which was about a white male character. And it's like a suspenseful drama. Turns out this new adaptation is going to be about race swapping and gender swapping the character to be a black female. Now it's interesting because Thandiwe Newton believes that she isn't dark skinned enough because she's been told, apparently what she said, by other black women that she isn't dark skinned enough for the role. Because when they race swap and gender swap these characters, the left wants to take away the white male lead and swap it with a black female, which is what they're doing in this case. But it turns out Thandiwe Newton, as we'll see, has a white British father and a black Zimbabwean mother, isn't dark skinned enough for the role. So let's take a look at how intersectionality comes to undermine the work that black women are doing in the industry and what Thandiwe Newton and the writers of the movie have actually said about this. So starting off, we'll go, intersectionality is an analytical framework for understanding how aspects of a person's social and political identities combine to create different modes of discrimination and privilege. So discrimination because maybe they're a person of color, and privilege because maybe one of her parents is white. In this case, on Sky News, we have Thandiwe Newton, sorry to darker skinned actresses. So we'll have a read of this and we'll have a look at that video. Thandiwe Newton has said she wants to apologize every day to darker skinned actresses for not representing them. Her new film God's Country has been adapted from a short story by James Lee Burke, but has swapped the lead character from an older white man into a black woman. It centers on a grieving professor who confronts two white hunters she catches on her property. Talking about the film, Newton said, though the role allowed her to heal as a black woman, she hesitated taking it because she did not think she was dark-skinned enough for the role. Now here's her quote about it. My internalized prejudice was stopping me from feeling like I could play this role when it's precisely that prejudice that I've received. Doesn't matter that it's from African American women more than anyone else. Doesn't matter. I've received prejudice. Anyone who's received oppression and prejudice feels this character. Her mother is Zimbabwean and black. So she wants to say that maybe she feels that on behalf of her people, which she has tweeted out before in support of Zimbabwe, and she had to kind of walk it back when she had to say, I apologize to any Zimbabweans who feel my actions are political. So maybe she feels some oppression based on her mother's side and Zimbabwe, and maybe she feels prejudice because she's half white as well. This is her parents right here. White father, black mother. So turns out she's not dark-skinned enough apparently for this race and gender swap. Now, getting emotional, she added that she wanted to apologize every day to darker skinned actresses. Goodness me. Now, let's take a look at how she actually said it in this video.
I've wanted so desperately to apologize every day to darker skinned actresses, to say, I'm sorry that I'm the one chosen. My mama looks like you. My mum looks like you. And it's been very painful to have women that look like my mum feel like I'm not representing them, that I'm taking from them, taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth. I didn't mean to,
Taking their truth. Hashtag my truth. Because her mother looks like this and she looks like this because her dad is white. Intersectionality combined perfectly to create half discrimination and half privilege for this woman right now, because she's not black enough, not dark skinned enough for the role, for this race swap. And now she's saying she's prejudiced because black women saying she's not dark skinned enough and she's privileged to take this role, and she shouldn't be taking this role because she doesn't represent them. We want to talk about intersectionality and who these people are now writing these movies. We've seen the activists in the comic industry taking over and absolutely destroying the characters that we've all come to know and love. Well, let's take a look at what Shay Ogbonna has to say about this movie that he has co-written.
It kind of sprung from a conversation where we talked about making our activism, our art and our activism kind of align. And I got to give Julie credit. It was Julie's idea to shift this character to a black woman. Art and our activism kind of align.
So they were talking about making their art and their activism align so they can write this story and race swap it. And that's further evidence here with this Hollywood Reporter review of the movie God's Country. It says, while the short story's narrative wrestled with its retired college professor's protagonist's masculinity, the film ambitiously injects racial, gender, and geographical tensions into the mix, to uneven but nonetheless exciting effect. So, racial, gender, and geographical tensions. After talking about having art and activism aligning, well, it definitely did that. Now, this clip is having Thandiwe talk about the white savior director, the ally.
For this white director to hold the white people in the movie accountable takes my breath away.
Because you got a white director holding white people accountable in a race-swapped, gender-swapped movie that is about combining art and activism. Good job. We're not done, because this last one is perfect to describe how Thandiwe Newton doesn't align with the current political ideology of the left and Black Lives Matter.
You know, I had a breakdown with Black Lives Matter because I was basically rejected by Black Hollywood as not being black, and not being American. But who says that Black Lives Matter is just about American people? You know, I thought it was for every Black person. Do you see what I mean? There's so much, as a Black person, there's so many places to be betrayed.
So she says she was at odds with Black Lives Matter and Hollywood because she wasn't black enough. This is where intersectionality gets you. Let's prop up the black voices. Hang on, your dad's white. You don't represent us enough. So she believes she has internalized prejudice and she has to apologize to darker skinned actresses because they didn't get the job, and she feels that she's not representing them because she's not dark skinned enough. This is where we get to in the modern day left, in Hollywood, all these things that are happening in the entertainment industry. We've got activists combining their art, which is what we just saw the co-writer say. We've got black actors who are not black enough, basically, because one of their parents is white. So because they have a race-swapped character, it's not good enough. It's never good enough for these people, because once you hit that intersectionality border, it all goes downhill from there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video out there, and I'll see you in the next one.